So I'll share another problem with you. Most of my videos, not quite true, a number of my videos are about me sharing my problems and how I fix them. I've taken the neck off and I've, because I'm about to assemble the guitar, and I thought before I do that, I'd like to give the neck another coat of tung oil, which I've now done. I'll give it another rub. There's just a little bit still on the surface, but it's mostly rubbed off. Anyway, before I did that, obviously it's a good idea to take the tuners off so that you can apply oil to the whole surface of the wood. And when I unscrewed the tuners, you can see there are 5 holes, and 5 holes that are empty and 1 that's not. The head broke off the screw. How does one get a small screw out of the wood when the head is gone and there's barely anything above the surface? I'm going to Google for solutions, and assuming I find one, I'll share it with you. Okay. Well, I ended up having to do that which I had hoped I would not have to do, but really I suppose it's the only real way, and the internet seemed to confirm this. And then I've cut away some wood around where that screw is embedded, because there was nothing to grip onto, but now there is. So I'll have a go gripping it with something and pulling it out. So in the end, I've drilled a hole there. A hole to match the size of a dowel that I had made. These are furniture dowels, but I put it in the drill press, and while it was spinning, I basically treated the drill press like a lathe and did some wood turning. I put a file to it and filed off a nice smooth round dowel, which goes quite snugly into that hole. So I'm going to fill that hole, well, not fill it, but put some glue in that hole and glue this in and let it dry. A bit of an epoxy, I think. And if you do see this, you'll at least see wood that's pretty much of the same colour as the tower. So I didn't want to have to do any repairs here, of course, because I didn't want this thing to break, but it's a solution and it'll work. The dowel is in, let it dry, cut it off, sand it, re-oil, everything's fine. There it is, re-sanded and grain-filled. And there it is, shining below its first coat of tung oil. Now that piece of dowel looks quite dark, certainly darker than it did before. I think maybe because it's the end grain, or the end of the dowel there. Maybe it's just been quite coloured by the grain fill, or maybe, who knows, but it looks obviously quite a different colour. That's okay though. It's possibly a piece of character. Right. So I'll just go ahead, finish this, and then I'm going to show you, I'll show you next actually what I'm about to try to do with the headstock logo.